What's going on? This is Aaron and Marcus, and this is the Living.Fit show. Today, we're talking about building strength versus building muscles. Are they the same?
Are they the same?
Are they the same but different?
Well, according to the internets, they are exactly the same. And if you're big and jacked, then you are automatically super, super strong. But
something, obviously you and I both have a CSCS, and through NSCA, I mean, they highly beg to differ, right? They're always talking about the difference between building muscle, or, you know, they would say hypertrophy, right? Versus strength. And a lot of that for them, you know, it's just this difference between sets and reps and rest, and then what kind of exercise. And then obviously they try to whittle it down to whatever sport that person is training for, but very huge proponents of strength, but they're also huge proponents of hypertrophy, and each has its kind of day in court, so to speak, right? Which I think is a pretty solid perspective and actually fairly simple, really.
it is simple, and it breaks it down so you don't correlate, you know, that if you are big, you're automatically strong, or if you're strong and smaller, like you're not automatically, you know, like you can't get bigger. But it's all going to depend on, you know, the type of muscle engagement, what you're doing, like you said, how you stress your body. You know, that's why we see weightlifters who are lifting insane amounts of weight, and you would never know that they even lift. Like, and even someone like me, who I can lift really heavy kettlebells, doing a lot of stuff, but I'm not huge. I don't know.
I know, I'm huge, so obviously I lift tons of weights. I mean, there was a time in which I was, you know, 240 pounds, so way bigger, and I was also lifting a lot of like really heavy weight at that time. And my goal actually then wasn't necessarily to be a bodybuilder and to get big, and it wasn't. I mean, I want to be big. I want to look good, right? But I wasn't trying. That wasn't my number one goal. My number one goal was like trying to have as much strength as possible, regardless of, and you know, obviously feeding that strength, but regardless of size and how that looked, because you know, I was trying to, you know, in my mind, this was my hypervigilance post-war, right? I was trying to do anything and everything in my power to keep me safe and people around me safe. So it was like, I felt like that was the only way to do it, right, from a body standpoint. And so that's obviously into the psychology of it or whatever. But my lifts looked like mainly strength lifts, like a lot of 5x5s or 3x8s and things like that, where less reps, more sets, really, really heavy loads. But then if you're looking for gaining, you know, muscle or mass, right, you're gonna creep up 8, 10, 12 repetitions.
Yeah, just more volume, more blood flow. I mean, the whole concept, and it's like you can work on strength, and as long as you don't push it to a certain volume, then yes, you are getting denser muscle fibers. But if you are, you know, increasing that blood flow, doing more volume, you're going to increase the overall size. It doesn't necessarily mean like, and this is the thing that I think that bodybuilders get a bad rap, where it's like, oh, it's just about blood flow, it's just about the pump. But I've met some really ridiculously strong bodybuilders who weren't training for strength in the traditional sense. They weren't doing 1 to 3 reps and resting 2-3 minutes like a power lifter.